Beloved, God told me we are living in the end the times, and God already showed me the nation of Turkey in the past and how he shook many nations that moved on that day of the quake. The Lord told me I'm going to continue shaking and moving many nations. It is not the first time that I speak about this, my son. There are many times that I have already spoken to you. My brothers, you already saw the prophetic video predicting the devastation of Turkey circulating on social networks. We see that this prophecy of Pastor Diego Ortiz about the earthquake in Turkey was fulfilled just as God showed it to him. He had revealed about this earthquake in Turkey, and we are witnessing how this strong earthquake has devastated this country completely. And now let's continue listening to this revelation and what is approaching the earth. The Lord said the earth will begin to move from United States like never before. The Lord told me, son, my mercy and my love is great for all humanity, but humanity does not humble itself and does not look for my face. Several days ago, entering the month of February, there were also a rare earthquake in the United States according to reports. I am sure that this is no coincidence, because what God reveals to his servants the prophets are happening, believe it or not. The Lord told me about the judgments that are happening on earth. Many times I have spoken to you, my son, of the things that were to happen and still taking place. I will still reveal to you, my son, but speak up and don't shut it up, because I am coming soon, my son. My coming is close. I'm already at the door. Tell my people to open their spiritual eyes. At that moment God told me, behold, look. When I look, I began to see chaos on earth. I began to see that people ran to one side to the other. I began to see very famous pastors of social networks, well-known pastors. I saw women preachers very well known in social networks and well known in Christianity and Pentecostals churches. I saw many pastors and evangelists running here and there. I said, Lord, but what is it that you are showing me? Because I see evangelical leaders running from one corner to another. They were pulling their hair and are screaming for mercy. God began to tell me, behold, you are looking at the great tribulation. Tell my people they are on the brink of the great tribulation. It is close. Many are going to stay. And I said, Lord, why are these well-known pastors left here? And God told me they are recognized and honored by men on earth, but in the heaven their name is not written in my book. Thus in heaven they are not recognized. And tell my people that it is necessary for them to live a holy life before me. I said, Lord, but why have these pastors stayed? And God said, you don't know why they stayed. They are left here simply because they have not preached holiness, and without holiness no one will see my face. Without holiness no one will enter my kingdom. Son, it is necessary that you insist on holiness that I want a people holy from the outside and inside. I am coming for a holy church that has purified itself from inside and on the outside. A person who does not live in holiness from the inside and outside won't see my face. Tell my people to start talking more about total holiness, which is the sanctity of the body, soul and spirit. Learn to make a difference. Don't just live a life of outward appearance but also inside. You need to learn to live a straight life before God. It is necessary that you learn to live a life consecrated to God who is holy. No more time for double-minded life going to disco and bar. We must come to the church with a pure heart, with a consecrated life. I come to tell you in this hour, Church of Christ, that the coming of Christ is imminent. God showed me the great tribulation, how people ran from one side to the other wanting to find peace, but it was calamity. God told me, behold, look at the sadness that there is on earth. Really, there was a sadness on earth in the aftermath of the rapture, because the Spirit of God has left together with my church. The Holy Spirit has left the earth. My son, tell my people judgment is already here. Tell my people that my coming is soon. This is not a game, my son. The end is near me. You are the last generation living the last days, said the Lord. I have raised you up like a watchtower to proclaim, announce and warn about the rapture that is imminent. My coming is near. I said, Lord, I thought that every prophetic event had culminated. God told me, no, my son, from this year, starting with Turkish earthquake, you are still in the beginning of prophetic culmination. But as you see, it is the beginning of your tour. I already have prepared everything. Just run and announce my word. Run with your feet and announce the gospel, because you have done well, though you still have more things to do. I go with you, do not fear, because I am with you. There are more things that I have to tell you. In that moment the Lord begins to show me the atmosphere because demons were on earth, and the Lord said this is the year that my people will have to stand firm, my people will have to make war against demons, but I have more things to show you. As we arrived at a place that was like above a mountain, the Lord told me, I want you to look down because I'll show you the path of the wicked. I will show you the paths of disobedient. Now look down, my son, for this is what I want you to focus on and pay attention. I began to look down and saw underworld caves. I saw dungeons where flames of fire were burning. Then I saw a conversation of demons that were gathered in hell. I said, Lord, I don't want to go to that place. And God told me, do not fear, my son, because you will never ever go to that place. I just want you to look, for I will show you the trap and strategies of the demons. I started to see a giant demon. This principality had in his hands a very big book. There were around him thousands upon thousands of demons. I saw that this giant demon began to read that book before the multitude of demons. After he had finished reading that book, I saw that the crowds of demons that surrounded him were repeating and reciting incantation words that this principality read in this book. The Lord told me, my son, what you see in darkness is demons repeating spells that the chief demon want them to recite in the depths of darkness. These demons are reciting spells and doing incantation prayer in dungeons and caves beneath the earth. As this legions of demons continued to recite spells and incantation, God told me, my son, they are declaring spells and satanic formula to destroy evangelicals' churches from all over the world. The Lord told me, tell my people they must open the eyes because they are facing the greatest demons of the end-time generation. Behold, they are making spells, and it is time for my people to go to war, because war is coming to my people. When I look again, I saw another principality rising in this meeting. He was a giant demon that held in his hands another giant book, upon which it was written the word spiritual death. The Lord told me in that book are written many names of my sons and my daughters that are still living their lives on earth. In the book of spiritual death was also written the names of evangelists, preachers, pastors who are looking for my face, and they have their photo and their name written in this book. The Lord said this principality will order the destruction of my children's spiritual life. He will try to put out their prayer life, but tell my people not to fear. When this prince of demon closed his book of spiritual death, he began to give instruction and order to the multitude of demons around him, telling them, I already have their name in the book of spells, these people who seek the face of that God. Now you must go in the world and you will give out to witches and wizards and Satanists the book of incantations and the book of spiritual death, where is written the names of those who worship that God. Go all over the world and give these books all the workers of darkness. Go and give these books to the witches and sorcerers, and to Satanists and servants for Satan our Father, because time has come to destroy all those worship that God. The giant demon said, go and give it to those servants of our Father, because time has to gather together. It's time to kill, steal and destroy. And God told me, my son, tell my people to take cover in my precious blood. Tell my people not to be afraid, because there are many people of mine who have fear, but tell my people not to fear because I am with them. Behold, I'll show you right now the way of the wicked, the way of the disobedient. My word says in the book of Proverbs 14:12, there are ways that seem perfect to man, right, but the end of it is death. He told me, my son, you know what happens today when I deliver a message to my sons and daughters. They say God has made a mistake. It is not like that. But I scrutinized deeply in their heart's thought, and then God showed me again a pearl in his hand and told me, do you remember this gift that I gave you? I delivered this pearl of heaven to your hand. This is not a pearl of the earth. You know why I have given a pearl of heaven to you. The Lord told me there are many tasks ahead that you still need to do. There are still places to go. I said, Lord, I have already gone to many places. I want some rest because I feel tired physically. But God told me, no, my son, you cannot rest because there is a lot of work that you have to do in the field. The harvest is many but the workers are few. It is necessary that you go, my son. You cannot have rest. You must announce my word. There are tasks that are missing workers that you have to do there. Don't worry because I have on earth people to support my work because I am ahead of you. Fear not, I'm the one going before you, my son. I'm the God of the squads of Israel, the one who fights for you. Do not fear. Just comply with me. There are still things to do, my son, on earth. You need to do more for my kingdom. I will show my glory on earth and you will see my power like you've never seen it.